Movie Reviews. I'm Thinking of Ending Things is the latest movie that has been added to Netflix. Directed by Charlie Kaufman, the writer behind Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Being John Malkovich, so many others that I haven't seen, and after seeing this movie made me realize I need to watch more of his work. I'm just going to say it up front, this review is very difficult to talk about because there's very little you can actually say about the movie without giving anything away. So we'll stick with the plot on IMDb and just give my emotions how I felt watching this, I suppose. The plot on IMDb says, full of misgiving. A young woman travels with her new boyfriend to his parents' secluded farm. Upon arriving, she comes to question everything she thought she knew about him and herself. So yes, new relationship, girl goes to meet guy's family, and this movie just goes off the rails from there. It's the type of movie that makes you question everything, like what's happening? Is there meaning to this? Should I be paying attention here? I don't really know what they're saying. Is this dialogue doubling up to mean something else that I should be paying attention and save for later? There's a beautiful scene when they're at the dinner table, and the dad's going on and on how he doesn't like abstract art. He wants it to tell him how to feel, and he doesn't like this girl's painting specifically because it's just of scenery and no people, because when there's a person in there, it tells him what emotion he needs to feel. And she goes on to say that the person in the painting is the eyes you're looking through, so feel the emotion through the person looking at this scene. And that's how I feel watching this movie. Like, there's nothing about this movie that tells you what's happening. You have to figure it out for yourself, and you put yourself as someone watching the events happening and then kind of fill in the gaps and tell yourself, what did that movie mean to me? Honestly, the ambiguity of this movie is its biggest strength because there's no right answers, because you can really interpret this many different ways. I think it's going to cause great discussion, and I cannot wait to see people find this movie in the future years and everyone continue to share their theories about it. Stylistically, it's really beautiful too. He does again the cool little square, the ratio thing that we've been talking about for a couple of years now, because it seems like this is becoming a lot more popular within mainstream films. But with this movie, it just feels tight, claustrophobic. It feels like you're watching a horror movie, which you might be, but it's really not. But then Toni Collette shows up and gives an amazing performance, then it's like, okay, maybe this is a horror movie. Honestly though, the acting is incredible, and with Jessie, Buckley and Jessie Plemons both taking the co-leads in this movie, they just kill it. They bounce off each other so well with quick, quirky dialogue, and there's so many lines in here that are going to be memorable. They talk about stuff like life and death and time. They actually talk a lot about the concept of time, and it's really fascinating, and there's so many things that I feel on rewatch I'm going to pick up and want to write down and, tweet it out later and sound super smart. This is the type of movie that demands a rewatch. Maybe because you didn't understand it the first time, but also because I think there's going to be a lot of interesting details that you pick up on the second watch. So at this point, you're probably asking yourself, wow, Nathan, you sounds like this movie's perfect. No, I'm not saying that. I think with the ambiguity and it's being its biggest strength, it also comes with a lot of caution with it that I don't think Charlie Kaufman considered. I think when you make a movie like this, a movie that's meant to be abstract and taken as, hey, you can kind of decide what this means. It doesn't always come across the best way, and I definitely had to make that decision when I got done watching this movie. Like, did I actually get something out of it? Like, did it actually mean something, or was this just, all this little fluff to make it seem like it was super sophisticated? And I think I landed at that it is pretty sophisticated. I think there are some things I would have liked a little more explanation on, and some things that you probably didn't need to include. It's definitely a movie I think Hollywood's gonna love, and as a screenplay, because it was based off of a book, I think it's gonna get a lot of credit for that. But this movie really was a great time, and I wish I could talk more about it, and maybe I will in a spoiler video, but honestly, there's already so many of those. Trust me, I've watched a lot of them. So if you want a free movie on Netflix that's gonna make your brain just explode with theories, this is for you. I'm going to end by giving this an 87 out of 100. That's a big score for this year, but also it's 2020, so you just basically have to be a decent movie to probably crack my top 10 of this year. 4 out of 5 if you follow me on Letterboxd, and you should. That's it. I'm thinking of ending things. What are they thinking of ending? That's still up for interpretation. Have you seen it? What did you think? Comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this, and I will see you next time.